Good.
What are we doing this week?
Oh, we are loading beans out.
Grain hauling, grain hauling.
A lot of beans.
So if you follow my story at all on any other social media platform, you know that we've been without a babysitter for a couple of days. So it's back to work with my two friends. Working with your kids is, it's really like no other. Like being able to take my kids to the farm and not having to like cancel plans often and change what's going on, that's such a huge benefit. But in the same breath, when my kids are running around the office playing, it's really hard for me to concentrate on what I need to do. So the benefit is I can go get some like low level thinking things done at work with the kids, and they get to come with me and they get to be around me and their grandmother and their dad, Jordan. But the bad thing is that like I won't be able to work on anything that's takes all my brain. I'm still running on coffee brain, which is good, but I won't be able to do that and listen to the kids. Like my brain just literally will not function in that capacity. So we're off. Day 2 work with kids. So we have a major grain contract to fill this week, and the guys are running. We have to get like a lot of loads a day. I think Jordan said it was like 10 or 12 a day. And so I'm out here. Dean's getting his truck loaded. We've got 2 augers heading in because it's a lot slower with these augers. And then we also got the grain car and the tractor. So while the trucks are gone over here, when they leave to go take it to the elevator, we are gonna load the grain cart. That way when they come back, it's a much quicker dump.
Good.
What are we doing this week?
Oh, we are loading beans out.
Grain hauling, grain hauling.
A lot of beans.
I just told them we were gonna pull the grain cart in. That's cool.
Yep.
It's all about efficiency.
Efficiency, especially this week.
I didn't know we had 3 augers. There's the real man of the hour. Every farm wife's job is different, and so mine, you guys know, is mostly in the office and then taking care of our house and all of the good stuff that happens here. This chair in particular blew over. But everybody's job's different. So I know farm wives who work side by side their husband in the field. I know farm wives who do nothing in the office, but they completely take care of the house. They cook meals for the harvest crew, planting crew, and they raise kids, and that's a dang hard job too. They just do all kinds of different things, and so that's the beauty of farming, is it's such a unique profession. Everybody has a different role, and it's all good. Like it's all a great thing, whether you work with cattle or hogs or any kind of livestock or just a row crop farm. I use the term just lightly. It's all good. It's all good. Me, I do a little bit of everything. Probably less on the equipment working side, but a little bit of everything in every other regard. I'm finally done with my chemical allocation for 2019. Oh yeah, I'm so excited. It is such a gratifying feeling because I worked so hard, and for the first 2 weeks I worked in circles and it didn't matter. Like what I did was not what I needed to be coming up with the data. And once we figured it out, we figured out our cost per acre for all of our chemical for beans and corn, and then just by acre overall on our farm. And then we were able to divvy out our acres by business. And that made it so easy. And you would think it would be easy, but I'm telling you what, I worked my way around this like 100 times. Talked with our chemical dealer yesterday, finally finalized what we still had on inventory financially over there. And I'm so happy it's done. So that is a super plus. So now I am going to look at fall chemical, and then I'm finishing up a budget. And budgeting is so important to our business. So just like any business out there, you have to have a budget. You have to look at your next year and decide how much money you're going to make, how much money you're going to spend, and does that equal out to a profit? And with farming, there's so many unknowns, right? So you have the weather, you have commodity prices, you have like natural disaster that you can't account for. What else? Disease in the animals. There's just so many elements outside of a farmer's control. And so we have to do our very, very best to conservatively estimate what we're going to spend. We usually like overestimate our spending, and then we underestimate our income and see where that leaves us. We try to use very real numbers. We're always hopeful for a bumper crop. We're always hopeful for good production in the hogs, but in reality, things can happen, and we don't want to count on that when we go to our banker. So we're creating a budget, and it was really hard last year because this was our first year farming everything, as you know, Jordan and I taking over. This year was a little bit easier because we had this full year of real expenses and real income, and we were able to mirror that budget for this year, or our actuals for this year, into next year's budget. And then we just increase stuff by percentages, or if we can look forward and see that we're going to spend a little more in this area or a little less in this area. What happened this year that was kind of strange or different. We were able to figure all of that out and come up with a actual budget to take to our banker. Bankers like budgets. So if you don't create one already, I would highly encourage it. And it could be as simple as literally anything that goes into the crop expense: equipment, chemical, fertilizer, labor, the seed cost, and then land rent and or payments. All of that you can put in as a whole. You don't have to separate it by farm. And when you figure out what those expenses are, and then you can look at what crop you're supposed to get off of that, or what money you're supposed to make off of it, then you just do some hard numbers and you look at them back to back. We also put on like our crop insurance payments that we have to pay out. We separate that by field. That's also an added expense for the farm. Ours is pretty detailed, and we do it by farm, but I think you could really simply do it over a big, broad look at it. So if you have land insurance, or if you have equipment insurance, that all needs to be included because that's a true cost. You just include it all. Repairs, that has to be repairs on equipment, repairs to culverts or to tiling, that's all an expense. So you put it all together, you put all your income together, and then hopefully that number comes out is positive. Hopefully that number is in the black and not in the red. I know farmers right now are trying to diversify. Like, we have hogs. That's one way that we diversify. We're looking at diversifying in other areas of our business too, to ensure that we are able to still row crop farm, because that's what Jordan and that's what he loves to do, is row crop farm. So we want to ensure that we're able to continue row crop farming, and marketing is part of that, and being good stewards of the land is part of that. We are able, I think Jordan does a really good job at those things, and we as a family farm do a good job, but you never know what's going to happen. And so to ensure that you're still farming 5, 10, 20 years from now, you really have to look at the bigger picture. That's a lot. I don't even know where I'm at this point.